Welcome back to another Sunday prep day. Every Sunday I prep for the week, so that means cutting all my vegetables and also things that take a lot of time like soups, stews, sauces, that kind of thing. And today I'm going to make a roasted salsa. So while I was setting up, I preheated my Ninja Foodie because in a moment I'm going to throw a bunch of veggies in there. So while I'm chopping up some onion, let's start by going over my menu. So, as I'm recording this, I already had breakfast. I actually had breakfast for a change. And I just had some yogurt with some fruit. I might have that again later this week. I'm not a big breakfast person, but I do try. And then for lunch, I'm just going to have some sandwiches. And that's the only time of the week I really eat carbs for lunch, or breakfast for that matter. Because I do try to reduce my carb intake because I'm diabetic, so I have carbs for dinner, but all my other meals tend to be low carb, keto friendly, except on the weekend when I have my cheat day. So then for dinner tonight, I'm gonna do some broad beans with some chicken and some potatoes. So I don't know if I'm gonna do potato wedges or hand cut fries, or we'll just figure that out. But yeah, meanwhile, we'll just keep working on these garlic cloves that I already peeled. So for the menu, we're on Monday. On Monday for lunch, I'm going to do some cauliflower wings. Some keto cauliflower wings, so I'm using almond meal for the coating. And I'm going to serve that with some green beans because that's what I need to use up. And then for dinner, I'm going to make a mac and cheese because I have a bunch of different cheeses, like some odds and ends. So for Meatless Monday, I figured a good way to use that up is just to make some mac and cheese. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to do a low-carb stir-fry. Probably some zoodles, because I have some yellow squash, summer squash. And I'll do that with some chicken and some other veggies. And then for dinner, I'm going to do some tacos with some chicken. And for that, I'm going to use my roasted salsa. I'm going to make a big batch, so I'm going to use that later in the week as well, and probably next week, because it will keep at least a week in the fridge. So don't need the garlic too fine, so I just made the really thin slices. And then here I have some spring onions. Mostly I'm going to use the tops for some garnish for my mac and cheese, and the rest I'll just use up in my stir fries. So, then we're on Wednesday, aren't we? Yeah. So again, I'm going to have a low-carb stir-fry. Either I'm going to do some more zoodles or I'm going to do some broccoli. We'll just see. And then for dinner, I'm going to do some tandoori chicken with some homemade naan and like a cucumber salad. So the green parts I just cut into little rings, just for some garnish, and the stems I'm gonna just cut a little coarser for the stir fry. Okay, now we'll just start loading up my Ninja Foodie. So I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, and in goes some shallots that I've already peeled. And then I have a whole head of garlic. I'm just going to wrap into some foil so it doesn't burn. Then I have a whole bunch of chilies and peppers. I'm going to put one of these Anaheim peppers in whole. And then I have a whole bunch of these small peppers. I'm just going to throw in. And let's do 1 cayenne. I forget what these are called, but these are quite mild. I'll chuck those in. And I have a bunch of jalapenos. So I'll just, 5 I think. And I'll save 1. And then I have a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes. So I'll just throw those in. And I'm just using a Ninja Foodi because it's much easier. You can use the oven, just use that on the grill setting. And I'm going to do, this will take about 20 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 20 minutes at first. And then I'll just check, and if needed, I'll put them in a little bit longer. But you want the skin to start to blacken on the peppers, so you can take that off easily. So while that does its thing, I'm just going to dice up these peppers. So the jalapenos, I'm going to take the seeds out because the pith is annoying. So I don't often take the seeds out unless the peppers are really spicy, but in case of jalapenos, they just get in the way of things. So I'll do a jalapeno. I'm trying to remember what these are called, but I know they're like very, very mild. And again, I'll just take the seed out because it gets in the way. Cut that into some ribbons. So this is for the stir fries and things like that. And the cayenne, I'm not going to bother with the seeds because those are pretty small. So I'm just kind of cut them into little slices. And I'll just do 2 of those. Oh yeah, I need to finish my menu, don't I? So on Thursday, I'm going to do some cauliflower with some chicken. And for dinner, I'm going to do a quinoa bowl. So I'm kind of going to do that as like a fajita bowl. So I'm going to marinate some chicken. I'm going to have some of these chilies to go with it. Onions. That's one of the reasons I cut the red onions. I'm going to have some of these peppers. So garlic. All that good stuff. So I'm just going to take the seeds out. So Thursday, then Friday, I'm gonna have some fish because I do fish Fridays. I'm gonna have some basa. I'm almost out of fish in the freezer, so I do need to stock back up soon. And I'll have that. I'm thinking with broccoli or cauliflower, or I don't know yet. It kind of depends on what I have left over, so I'm not gonna chop any vegetables for that yet. So we'll just see what I have left on Friday, and I have plenty of veg in the fridge still, so I can decide if I do run out of things I've already prepped, I'll just grab some of that. So I'm just gonna trim off this. I'm gonna use as much as I can from this pepper. So the bits I just trimmed off, I'll just cut into little cubes for my stir fry. And oh yeah, for dinner on Friday, I'm in the mood for some sushi, so I'll probably just order some sushi. I'm not gonna make it myself this time, also because I don't have any fish left in the freezer. So I'm just going to cut these into little strips for my fajita bowl and my stir fries. And these other ones, I'm just going to cut a little bit finer for my stir fries. Or maybe I'll throw these on my taco, or I just like using peppers in a lot of things. Probably my favorite vegetable other than broccoli. Very versatile. So, there we go. Next up, I have a potato for tonight. You know what? I'm gonna cut some fry shapes out of them. Some quite nice thick fries. So, in slices first, and then into some sticks. So I'll just throw those in the air fryer tonight. And then next up for my stir fries, I have some carrots. Just cutting the tips off. These are washed and the skin is quite thin, so I'm just going to leave that on. I'm just going to cut them into little medallions. Next up, I'll do some cucumber, cut off the ends. This end I'll just eat. Quarters, and then just into some chunks. And that's for my cucumber salad. So I'll mix that with some of the red onion. Next up, I have this yellow squash. Do I want a spiralizer? No, I think I'm going to use my julienne slicer. It's just easier to work with than, because with the spiralizer, sometimes it gets so long, it's hard to stir fry. So, I'm just going to julienne this. Is that done? Then let's work on some broad beans. So these I'll just line up. I'll take the top off and just slice these up. And then I have a whole bunch of green beans that I'm just going to top and tail. So I'll just keep doing that for this whole bunch, and that's going to be to go with my cauliflower wings. And speaking of cauliflower wings, that's what I'll work on next. So I just have this small head of cauliflower. Just get these leaves out of the way. And then I'll start cutting off these florets. And since I'm doing cauliflower wings and regular cauliflower, I'm gonna take the ones that look the most like a wing shape. I'll use those for my wings, and the rest I'll just boil. But yeah, I'm just gonna cut all these florets off. And then next up, I have 2 bunches of cilantro. I'm gonna use one for my roasted salsa, and the other I'm going to use for my naan. And I'm gonna just start. I'll cut both because I don't technically need to cut the cilantro that's going in the food processor with the rest of the salsa, but it just goes a lot smoother and it gets started a lot easier if it's a little bit finer. And since I'm cutting it anyway, might as well do all of them. So yeah. rough cut at first, just to make it a little easier to handle, and then I'm just gonna keep running my knife through until it's nice and fine. So yeah, one half for the roasted salsa, the other half to go on my homemade naan. And if you've never made homemade naan, that is dead simple, by the way. It's just some yogurt, some flour. You can use regular flour. I'm using a mixture of regular flour and not almond flour, chickpea flour, and some baking soda, or baking powder I should say. And yeah, you just top them with cilantro and some garlic maybe. But yeah, I'll just keep cutting this down and then wait for the Ninja Foodie to finish. And before I forget, might as well get this lemon juiced. So this is going in my my roasted salsa. So let's just do that directly into the blender. So yeah, lemon juice is in. I'll put my cilantro in. There you go. And now it's just a matter of waiting for the Ninja Foodie to be done. And I said 20 minutes, so once that's up, I'll check if it's starting to blacken. I'll take them out, let them cool down so I can work with that. If it's not quite there yet, I'll give it another 10 minutes. But you've seen me make the salsa in a bunch of videos, so I'm just going to quickly go through. I'm not going to show you how the whole peeling the chilies thing. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for that, and then I'll see you back in a moment. Right, I just peeled the peppers because once they're blackened, the skin peels off really easily. And one thing you should do that I didn't do is when you wrap up the garlic, cut it across, because that makes it a lot easier to get the cloves out. But yeah, everything is in here now, and I'm just going to blend that up. Okay, I'm just going to add a bit of salt and some cumin, and I'll whiz that up a little bit longer until everything is nice and smooth. I'll just give that a little taste, see if it needs anything. Yeah, that is just right. So I'm going to let this cool down, and I can put that in a different container that I can store in the fridge. And like I said, this will keep for at least a week, so I'll use that in several meals this week. Yeah, that's all the prep work done for today. I can have lunch or dinner on the table in minutes now. So if you like this, I do this every single Sunday. And if you'd like to see what I do with all the things that I prepped, you can check out my Instagram, where I post every single meal. And also about once a month I do a video where I show you everything I eat in a day. And I'm actually doing one starting today, so that will be for this whole week. Anyway, look for that on Friday. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Until next time, bye for now.